right, y'all. What's up? This is Ralph. Welcome back to Black Fathers Matter.
This is Roy, and thanks for rocking with us.
No doubt, no doubt. So we try to begin each episode with something from the culture. We call it classic material. It's the one lyric that's going to set the table for the rest of the show. It's Sunday of our first long weekend of the summer here in Canada.
Right.
We call it May 24. In the U.S., they call it a Memorial Day. But whether you're in Canada or the U.S., anytime a group of Black folks get together for a cookout, there's going to be a slide. It's either going to be the electric slide or it's going to be the cha-cha slide. So this week I picked the cha-cha slide, and if I was wearing pants, I would stand up and do the dance, but I'm not wearing any pants.
Come on, Ralph. We know you can't dance, brother.
I am wearing pants, but I'm not standing up, because then super producer the Deacon will mess up his whole flow and we'll get in trouble.
That's right.
But all I'm saying is, you start with the left, then you take it back now, y'all. One hop this time. Bam. Right foot, let's stomp. Bam. Left foot, let's stomp. Bam, bam. Cha-cha real smooth.
That's an anthem right there.
That's a classic anthem. Black Fathers Matter. That's how we do it. So before we jump into the full show, Roy, how you feeling, man? Quarantine, It's day 3,675,000, man. How you feeling?
Hey, man, you know what? Keeping it 100, man. I'm feeling lovely. I'm feeling beautiful today, man. I feel, just got to make the most of it. Quarantine trying to hold us down. Corona trying to hold us down. But ain't nobody can hold us Black Kings down. You feel me? So I'm feeling good. How you doing, man?
Yo, you know what, man? Every day I feel like I'm settling into this thing a little bit better. For a while I was like, I'm ready to, run, kicking, and screaming, but I feel like, this is just our new normal, and someday there'll be another new normal.
Exactly.
So right now I'm just good and being thankful that I have the time to be here with you, speak to the people, and for a little bit of time not have to think about the coronavirus. So
no, you're absolutely right, man. We live in a time where things are uncertain, and you got to wake up, you got to go get it, you got to put a smile on your face, man, because life ain't, life is too short right now. So just make it happen, just live your life and enjoy yourself.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I did, last week I mentioned I moved to a new spot, and
right.
We loaded up the bikes with my boys, and we rode our bikes through this little path and ended up right at the lake.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Like literally 5 minutes from my house, and kids are running around, they're building teepees. There's no one anywhere. So it made it very easy to social distance, and watching them play and looking at the water smash against the rocks, it made me remember that at someday this too shall pass, and someday we'll be back in that little beach area will be packed with people. And we just have to stay patient, stay vigilant.
Patient, man.
And as we say at the end of every episode, keep your Black ass home. So
Black ass home, man. But you're right, though, man. And that sounds mad therapeutic, watching the water against the rocks. But going back to the cha-cha slide, brother.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Going back to the cha-cha slide, that to me, man, every time I heard that song, it always screamed out unity to me. I could be at a wedding, I could be in a cookout. Majority of the time I'm at a barbecue, or I could be at a family function. And when that comes on, everybody's in, doing it. They're all synchronized, and it's beautiful that everybody's working together. So I love that, man. I love it. It's one of the number one hood cookout anthems to me.
Yeah, it's crazy because it never happens when the cha-cha slide comes on, and shout out to the all the slides,
right?
But what's crazy about it, about the cha-cha slide or the electric slide, is that when they start, the DJ just puts the beat on,
That's right.
And there's always one black woman that starts it. She just be out there. You know, she just
she be feeling it.
She's not even thinking that she's doing it by herself, that there's no one else out there. She just be out there and we feel, everybody else feels that person's spirit and they're like, okay, let's go. So
5 seconds later, there's like 30 people deep up in there.
Out there, like it's the original flash mob type thing. Yeah. So you're right.
No doubt.
You're right that it is in some ways the ultimate sign of unity.
That's an anthem right there, fam.
Together. Yeah, no, that's crazy. So let me ask you a question. I want to get in trouble to ask it, but
speak your shit, brother.
I'm gonna ask it.
Talk your talk.
Okay, so now I know that Spanish people have that unity thing.
Right.
You put on the right merengue song, you're gonna have 700 Dominicans rush the spot.
Cubans, you name it.
Right. You put on the right bachata, you're gonna have a bunch of Puerto Rocks. Put on the right salsa, like it all builds, right? So here's my question: is there a dance like that brings white folks together?
Damn. Curveball alert. Okay, so
not on the script.
No. You know what though? You know what? I think of one song that brings white folks together.
Okay.
That would have to be the YMCA joint. When I saw the commercial, it was a whole lot of white people dancing. And every time I heard that song, they were getting lit.
That's true. And they will do the dance.
Hey, Macarena.
I'm
talking about the original, not the Tiger version. You know what I mean? I'm talking the original.
The Gangnam Style.
Gangnam Style, you know, but Gangnam Style was more, you know, you got a lot of Asian dudes out there who were repping for the full, you know, to the full.
You know what brings them together? It's not a dance. It's not a dance. Oh crap! Sorry, it's not a dance. Nope. But you know what might bring people to get white folks together? The song "Sweet Caroline."
Oh. That's a bar anthem right there, homie.
Yeah.
A few times I've been in them bars, and when they play that, I see them white people getting up, got their bottles, and they just doing the sway with it.
Yeah. So that's one that comes to mind. That song, I don't even know who writes it, but that song, I get knocked down, and I get up again. That song gets white people crazy.
Yeah, they go crazy with that, man. I must say though, I hear that song a lot in supermarkets, and I'm like, yo, I would have forgot the song if it wasn't for supermarkets keep playing it in rotation.
I think that song is called Tub Thumping.
Yo, what about We Will Rock You? That brings white people together.
I'm not gonna lie. If We Will Rock You comes on, I'm going ham.
You wilding out too, son.
I'm doing it. I'm in on We Will Rock You. I'm in on We Will Rock You. I'm in on Bohemian Rhapsody. I'm in on Another One Bites the Dust.
Oh, now you going back, son.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now you going back, bro.
You want to hear something crazy? And then we'll change the subject because now I'm really about to get myself in trouble. So when I was in like 7th or 8th grade, that song came out. You remember how back in the day, we all used to just like make spoofs of other people's songs, like parody?
Right, yeah, that's right. That was big back then.
Yeah, so me and my boys back in my 7-year-old boys, 7th grade boys, we were making a spoof of Another One Bites the Dust, right? So we're struggling. We're just sitting in the school lobby trying to like come up with a song that I did it, right? So I say, yo, I got it. There was a girl in my class named Yana, right? So my lyric was, Yana wants to bite my nuts. Instead of Another One Bites the Dust, right? Guess who happens to be walking by as I am doing it?
She was walking by right behind you, right?
She was walking by. She hit me so hard with that math textbook.
Yo, I don't blame her,
Put me
G.
in a coma, B.
In 7th grade, man, you got to work on your craft a little bit better than that. You can't be dropping that out in the open in public. You know what I mean?
My game was weak then, and some people would say my game is still weak.
Wow, dude, that's a yo. You need some prayer, homie.
I know.
Coming up with lyrics like that.
I know. So I'm gonna go get some prayer. We're gonna take a break, and we're gonna jump back into watching entertainment with your kids. This is Black Fathers Matter. Stay frosty. All right, guys, welcome back to Black Fathers Matter. We're gonna talk about entertainment with your kids. So we have so much free time now with our kids, and we're all trying to decide how to keep them entertained, and we're watching stuff that maybe we shouldn't let our kids watch. So last week I mentioned that I had not yet seen The Last Dance. And so I was hanging out with my kids, and they were like, can we just stay up and watch another show? It's super late. So I threw on The Last Dance. Thinking that it would put them to sleep.
Okay.
They wouldn't be into it. And they were mad into it. Like, they just loved it. They were like, yo, can we watch another one? Yo, it's Michael Jordan. So it got me thinking about, now there's not much in The Last Dance that they shouldn't see as kids, but it got me thinking, I've shown my kids a lot of stuff that at 11 and 9, they haven't, they should not see. And I was wondering, what about you? Is that something that you've done? Like, if you let your kids watch, I don't know, like Baby Boy, even though they shouldn't?
Well, you know what, man, like, growing up as a young dad, man, there's a lot of things. My kids, we weren't as sensitive to, certain things. Like, my biggest thing is, like, try to keep the cussing away from them, although I cussed, but, that was my goal. But the one thing that, I think for me, which was something I introduced my kids to, was horror movies at a young age, right? So they say like 7, 8 years old. I'm like, hey, let's watch like Wrong Turn or Final Destination, one of them crazy things. I should have known, but man, you know what I mean? Like, you grow and you mature and stuff. But when I look back at it now, I'm like, wow. And I remember nights where they got mad nightmares and I'm up in there and I'm like, shit, if I didn't let them watch that, if I kept them on that My Little Pony, I'll be getting that sleep right now. So, horror movies, one of them things. And, shout out to all them dudes who make the movies. Those movies are dope. But like, the reason I'm saying this is because there's a maturity level for kids. And I was, I saw that firsthand, exposing younger kids to horror movies. Like, when you pass like 13, 14, then it's cool because your brain can function and can process that kind of stuff. But they were way too young. They were, you know what I mean? They weren't ready for that. I do. What about you, man? What you got them watching other than Last Dance? Which I must say, I'm proud of you for actually watching it. And,
thank you.
And taking a break from Pretty Little Liars. But I'm glad you... I'm glad you actually watched it and you shared that moment with your sons, man.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to hear that they loved it, because as young kings do, man, they should.
Pretty Little Liars is a great show, first of all.
Yo, my kid's watching it right now.
Shout out to Shay. So anyway.
Yeah.
So I couldn't wait to introduce them to Star Wars.
Okay.
And I knew, whether they were ready or not, there would come a time when they would just have to rock with Star Wars, and they did. So I did show them Star Wars Too Young. The other series.
When you say too young, how old were they when they saw it?
Maybe like
we ain't talking about like 6 months old, right?
No, maybe like 6 and 4,
okay,
something like that. The interesting thing is that we just rewatched them all when they came out with the new Rise of Skywalker. And what was cool is that I would have expected that they would not have remembered the things that they watched when they were 4 years old, and they remembered all of it. A lot of it better than I remember, which is great, because I'll just be like, I won't ask them, but I'll listen to them when they talk about something and be like, Okay, good. Yeah, now I can remember that. Like, keep talking. It's good for me. I would say the thing that I probably have let them watch that I shouldn't have is the Fast and the Furious series. And we shouldn't watch the Fast and the Furious series because even though, like, at one point it's about them being like petty thieves, and then it's about them being big time thieves. So that's one thing that I probably should not let them watch. But the second thing that I probably reason why I shouldn't let them watch Fast and Furious is in every movie, there's at least one scene where there is enough scantily clad women. And every time they race, the woman that, like, you know, counts them down is dressed like
in a bikini, like she should be in a beach.
Like she should be in a beach.
But she in the middle of Nevada.
So they're not quite ready for that. So that's something I probably should not have let them watch. They love them, but I probably should not have let them watch it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So do you when you're like trying to decide what to let your kids watch, how do you just like, look, I'm just gonna wait till my lady isn't home and I'll let them watch whatever? Do you got to get a cosign? Are you worried about, like, you know, what if they say, hey, what did we watch? Well, we watched, you know, Friday.
Right.
Right? Like, how do you have to manage that?
You know what? It's, you know, the one thing I focus on is like the ratings and stuff, you know what I mean? So if it's like PG-13, then me and my oldest can rock with it. The youngest one, we you know, she either has her own movies and shows, like, you know, Dog's Purpose, that kind of stuff that she's into, or animation movies, you know what I mean? Like a lot of those animation joints that come out right now. We don't really sit in and you know, I watched all the Marvel movies with them, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's a lot of action, a lot of you know, guns or whatnot. But, you know, I think it's also important to have that conversation with your kids and educate them as in, yo, these are just actors. Ain't nobody really getting shot. You know what I mean? I would definitely, I'm more focused on exposing them to more gruesome stuff. I don't want to, like, you know, if somebody gets shot in a movie, but I don't want to see their guts flying out. They don't need to see that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why Marvel is dope for that. You know, because they keep it, you know, they keep it clean for the most part.
Yeah, yeah. Do you feel different about TV or movies than you do about music?
Music is more, for me, it's more culture. You know what I mean? Okay. It's a culture for me. So movies is different. Like I could watch Training Day and watch Denzel doing whatever, and I'm like, yo, this dude ain't really like that.
Right.
Certain rappers you listen to, and they really like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's the thing. It's just like, you know, teaching your kids, like, if we, you know, just trying to keep your ear to the streets type of thing and know what they're into. Like, for instance, man, I was driving back with my kids, and my daughter, you know, she's 10 years old, she's chilling in the back, and she's, you know, sleeping with her headphones on. So I look at her iPad, see what she jamming to. This girl's listening to The Baby.
Yeah.
I was like, say what now? I'm like, yo, you 10. You know what I mean? But then, yo, my first instinct was like, yo, what are you doing listening to this stuff? Ain't no subject matter he's rapping about you can even understand.
Right.
You know what I mean? But then when I look into it, and I actually went in her playlist, it was all clean, right? So yeah, so it's more of, for her, it's like beats, and she's big on like doing these dance moves on TikTok with her friends. So it's more about the beat, you know what I mean, that you can dance to, as opposed to focusing on the lyrics. So, but, you know, I still had to sit and talk to her like, yo, the Baby ain't making music for 10-year-old girls, period.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No. I think keep creating the opportunity to flag them for them. Hey, this isn't for you.
Yeah.
But finding a way to validate what they're feeling a little bit.
Yeah.
So for example, if she was rocking the baby, but the lyrics were not clean, maybe a way to do it, to work around that, is to introduce her to a clean version.
Right.
Of the same song, right?
You always got to come up with alternatives. And that was the one thing I took from my parents, which I never got. You know, they would tell me, don't do this, don't do that. And that was that. For me, if I'm telling my kid, don't listen to the baby because of X, Y, Z, hey, you know what? I'm going to give you alternative. Why don't you listen to, this other artist who makes more fun, dancing type of music rather than someone that's glorifying the streets. And, shout out to the baby, you're doing your thing. It's just, for my preference, what I would put in my mind is different from what I would want my kids to put in their mind. And, when she gets to an age, she's old enough, she can understand it. Then, hey, right. I have no problem with my oldest listening to it because she understands. She knows, she can separate lyrics from reality, but kids are impressionable.
Right. Yeah. I mean, this is like the number one struggle for me right now, right, is trying to figure out how much of a leash to right. give them, and how and how, when to yank it back. How much do I need to know exactly what they're watching on YouTube, and when to not, or listening to on their headphones, and when to like yank it back. And we're going to be stuck in this struggle for.
So let me ask you a quick question real quick. So you got young boys.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they got their, they got their Beats headphones and, blasting the bass or whatnot.
They don't have Beat headphones because we bought, yes, the idea.
No, I'm just saying. So they got their headphones on, and if I'm sure you've had situations where like, yo, what you listen to? And if they listen to something which is like, have you ever caught them listening to stuff which is like when I remember when I was young and my parents listened to my stuff and I got DMX blasting out, and DMX ain't saying the best things possible, especially for a pastor to hear. You know what I'm saying?
So it has happened a few times in music, but yesterday.
Right.
They were. Okay. I was making dinner in the kitchen, and they were watching. They just picked up the remote to watch something on YouTube. They were like, "Can we watch something on YouTube until dinner?" I was like, "Yeah, of course." So they the first video they pulled, it began with the phrase, "Shut the fuck up," and which hopefully super producer the Deacon will bleep out. And it was like a bunch of kids watching other kids play Fortnite. So I know that, so they stopped it immediately, but I know that that's the kind of stuff that they must be doing on the low and watching on the low all the time. And so we just need to be like on the, like detectives checking out, what they're doing. So just to wrap up, if I get, one last question, Roy, if you do find your one of your daughters watching something or listening to something that they shouldn't, do you take stuff away? Do you have the coaching conversation? Like, how do you manage it?
I definitely have the coaching conversation. We sit down and talk about things and try to explain why I'm saying what I'm saying, and how what they may be putting in, in their mind could be detrimental to their, their growth or whatnot. So it's definitely, I always want to tell them, like I said earlier, man, it's always one of those things where, why, like when my parents used to tell me don't do this, and I'll tell them, yo, why? Oh, it's on the parent. Just don't do it. You know what I mean? And what happens is then you get into this rebellious stage. So for me, I don't want my kids to rebel. You know what I mean? If I can have that clear, transparent conversation as to why I feel a certain way towards what they're listening, watching, I will definitely have that conversation with them and make sure that they understand it. Now, I can't, I'm not a helicopter parent, so I can't be on them 24/7 if they drive and if they hop and, go to school and they listen to whatever, like I can just make sure, all I can do and all we can do as parents is make sure that we set the foundation, set the morals, and let them know this is what it is. And then from then on, you got your own choice to make, but you understand that there's consequences. We may ground them, you know what I mean? Like may not let my oldest one take a car for 2 weeks because you got to hit it where it hurts kind of thing. Like if I had, if my youngest one was on an iPad, then yeah, we may ground from that too. But for the most part, we try to have those conversations. How about you?
Cool.
How do you do it? Like, because you got different age groups. So in your situation, it's probably more effective to taking away things. Like, I don't know, you tell me.
Yeah, I think we're still in the takeaway stage when things get crazy.
Right.
We're as you said earlier, we're trying to find the right option, the right kind of, if there's a way to save it while still allowing to teach, we try to do that.
For sure.
Worst case scenario, we just jack their stuff and they get to live to fight another day.
And do you find that helps them though? I mean, like when you take away their stuff, like, and you say you ground your son for like from the iPad for 2 weeks, when they come back, are they more on point?
I could say yes, but the truth of the matter is no. I still think that by this point they are smarter than, or at least they think they're smarter than I am. And so they could say whatever they want to say,
right?
But know that I'm not around them like a hawk every minute of that time. So I bet that they're doing things that they shouldn't be doing just because they know we're not watching them.
All right, I hear that.
Yeah,
that's deep. That's some good information right there.
Yeah, that it is, man, and it's a never-ending struggle. So I'm sure we'll be talking about this more and more as time goes on. But right now, we're going to take a break and jump to the next topic. All right, stay tuned. All right, we're back. Black Fathers Matter, and every couple of weeks, we want to listen to the people, talk to the people. So we're going to take some questions from the public. And if you have any parenting questions burning a hole in your heart right now, you can message us at bfm@catchafire.com. So that's BFM for Black Fathers Matter at catchafire, CATCHAFIRE.com. And we will potentially read your question on the show. So Roy, you got the first question.
Yeah.
Why don't you drop it and let's see if we can help these people.
For sure. So I'm gonna read this real quick. So this one comes from a guy named D Money. That's his name right here. D Money from Toronto. So shout out to D Money. So D Money says, "What up, Black Fathers Matter? Big fan. Watched the last couple episodes. Here's my question. So I am 35-year-old father who just had my first child. I feel bad because my partner is doing all the work, not getting any sleep because she is breastfeeding. So I feel guilty. What can I do to help my girl?" Listen, D, I think that's a dope ass question to ask. And, one, it shows that you care and you have a heart, you know what I mean? Making sure that the mother of your child is taken care of. So what I would do is, because you can't breastfeed, you can't really do much because right now, I get it. The baby wants mom. So what you could do is, is make sure that when mom has downtime, give her a little foot massage, you know what I mean? Try to take care of dinner, take care of the laundry, because the babies be pooping like crazy and the clothes, you gotta, so I would say help out with the chores, you know what I'm saying? What do you think, Ralph?
Yeah, I would say if your lady is in charge of the nighttime, then you should be in charge of the daytime. Meaning, if she is awake and the baby poops, you should get the baby. If she's awake and the baby needs something, laundry needs to get done, you should be doing that, so that while she's awake, at least she gets a break, but she still gets, and you get to feel less guilty that you're not doing your share of the work, carrying your load during the nighttime. So you be in charge of the daytime and do whatever you can. Like, even if she's holding the baby, just snatch the baby and be like, yo, I got this baby. I got the baby. You know what I'm saying?
That's some good advice right there, man. So D, I hope you hear that, and let us know if that helps you, apply it on your day-to-day life. Ralph, you got another question?
Yeah, I do have another question. Okay. Hey, Black Fathers Matter. This is Chris from Brooklyn. Chris is not my real name, but use it, please. All right, cool. All right, Chris, what you got? I am a 40-year-old father who only sees his kids every couple of days. Sometimes I miss them so much I want to cry. How do I fill the time when I'm not with them to stay connected to them? Okay, so if you were a father that is, if this was 1980 instead of 2020, this would be a big problem for you, because you literally would not see your kids at all. Right. But we got all this technology right now. You got your phones, you got your computers, you got tablets, you got FaceTime, you got Skype. There's no reason why you should not be able to physically see your kids every single day. Now, can you hug them every single day? Well, maybe not. But at least you can maintain connection to them by using all of the technology that we have available. And I would also say, yo, just go see your kids. Like, get in the car, if assuming you know where they live and you're not under any type of restraining orders, just go see your kids. Drive, show up at their house and be like, look, I just needed a hug from you guys. I love you. I'm sorry, y'all. It's in the middle of the night and y'all asleep. Right. I just wanted to give y'all a hug. What would your answer be, boy?
You know what, man? My answer would be the same as yours. But, and yeah, if you live in the vicinity, if you live in the same province, state as your kids, take a drive, go see them. You say, okay, so the dude's name is Chris, right? So Chris, man, you 40 years old. And like Ralph said, dude, what are you, a caveman? We got FaceTime, brother. We got Skype. You know what I mean? You want to see your kids, I get it. And I applaud you for that, because this is Black Fathers Matter. And we ain't shedding light on no deadbeats. So the fact that you want to do that's great. But, yo, you got to get with the times, man. 2020, get on that phone. Like, I travel for work at times. And I don't go to sleep until I talk to my kids. I got to see them face to face, see their smile, see their eyes. You know what I mean? Yeah. So get with the times. And I think you'll find that very, very satisfying.
The other thing I would say is that I'm trying to learn in this situation is that when you're with your kids, be with them.
Right.
Like,
that's right.
Put your phone away, put your computer away, and just hang with them. And I think if you do that, you'll also know that the quality of your time that you spent with them was really, really worth it and really, really valuable. So just, there's an old quote from a book called Fierce Conversations that says, be here, be prepared to be nowhere else. And I think that if you're a father and you're prepared to be just with them in the cut, you're going to have a very different experience, and you'll remember those moments during those times when you can't be directly with them.
That's the truth right there. You're at Black Fathers Matter.
Go ahead, sorry.
I was going to say, man, so here at Black Fathers Matter, we always promoting that. We empowering fathers to do the right thing, be there for the kids. So, we're running out of time, but I got one more question that I got.
Okay, drop it.
So this one comes from a dude named Jamal. What's up, BFM? I'm a 45-year-old guy who has never beat his kids.
All right, good for him.
But I
don't know if he wants a cookie for that.
Yo, salute for not doing that. Now, he goes on to say, but my youngest son is 9 years old now, and I want to kill him. Please help me from going to prison. First of all, we do not promote violence of any sort or any kind. You know, I get it. And, you know, Ralph, you know, I know you got kids around the same age, but I would think, take a breather, bro. Take a breather, you know, take a step back, go have a USA moment, come back, and discipline being stern. You know what I mean? And I use your words because nowadays, man, you tap a kid and, hello, my mom, my dad just beat me. And you walking off cuffed up, you know what I mean? So if you want to stay in your kids' lives, don't go to jail, brother. What you say, Ralph? I know you got boys and, you know, I got girls, so it's a little different. But I know if I had sons, I'll probably whoop some ass.
So I'm right in the thick of this. So my youngest son is 9 as well. And, you know, it's interesting because the cliches about parenting, we think about these moments when everyone thinks they're problems. So, for example, everyone talks about the terrible twos. Terrible twos aren't the problem. It's the threes because it's the attitude of the twos. But when they're 3, they can tell you to kiss your ass, kiss their ass, kiss right? Their ass. They got the gab. They got the gab to go along with the attitude. And I feel like at 9, kids are in the same way. They're learning all the vernacular. They're learning what it means to roll their eyes. They know what it means to say whatever or to suck their teeth because they've been learning from their badass friends. So the one thing I would say is, first of all, co-sign what Roy says, don't beat your kids. But the other thing that I would say is if you need to walk away for a minute. If you still feel like you want to beat your kids, then walk away for another minute. If you still want to beat your kids at that point, then you're probably doing something wrong as a parent.
That's right. That's right, man. Go to the gym, brother.
Because remember, their job is to push your buttons.
Yeah.
Your job is to not let them push your buttons. But when it gets at its thickest, and we were talking about this earlier, I just start taking stuff away. Right now, it's the only thing I can do. So you want to be an asshole? Okay, you lose your electronics. And I mean all of it, everything. It all goes. Okay. When you start to behave better, if you start to behave better, then you can get them back.
Right. Yeah, you know, I think it's definitely the way, the method of discipline, which deems if it's effective or not. You know what I mean? So beating your kids, like I said, man, I would never recommend that. I know we come from a history. My parents whooped my ass. And I'm sure you got your ass whooped too. We come from a different era though. Nowadays, there's, you know, and the thing is, man, kids are not stupid. They're smart. So if you can level with them and if you can communicate in an effective way, they're smart enough, they'll get it.
Yeah. I think that's right. And so, you know, what we learned from these questions, don't beat your kids.
FaceTime,
really
technology.
Don't beat your kids. Be with them.
Yeah, that's right.
And you know, just know that this time goes by real fast.
That's right.
And just enjoy it. And because eventually they're not going to want to have anything to do with you. So
that's right. You know, shout out to those guys who sent the questions. Though we're going to be accepting questions and putting it out on the show as we go by every week. You know, so like I said, man, if you're afraid to, you know, you can get on that FaceTime, holler at your kids, go help baby mama out, go help out your wife. You know, she just had the baby, and keep putting that good energy out there.
Yeah, and if you have any further questions, we'd love to hear from you. Holler at us at bfm@catchyourfire.com. Let's take a break and get to the starting 5. All right, everyone, welcome back to Black Fathers Matter. And now it's time for the starting 5, where me and Roy, we throw down in a battle to determine supremacy And this week, we're going to do the Cookout Championships. So this is the official start to summer. It's the May 2-4 weekend, Victoria Day weekend here in Canada. Next week will be Memorial Day in the U.S. So everybody is thinking about cookouts and making it happen, even though today, right here in my neck of the woods, we had hail and snow. So, but last night I made some ribs for the boys. We sat out and we did it true barbecue style. So my first question before we jump into it, do you say barbecue or do you say cookout? And if you use them both, how do you use one versus the other?
So, first of all, man, I just found out today is International Barbecue Day. So, shout out to all them dudes out there. Yeah, today, man. So, everybody's out there grilling. So shout out to all them dudes doing their thing. For me, so here's the thing, right? I break it up like this. Cookout for me is when you have more than 15 people.
Okay.
Right? 15 up, that's a cookout. Okay. That's how I look at it. A barbecue is 15 under. So if I'm doing a barbecue with me, a few of my homies, or just me and the fam, we just barbecuing. A cookout is when, you know what I mean? My boys, my boys, and my boys. Everybody's out there. Everybody's and their grandmama. They're all out there. We eating and we doing the cha-cha slide. What about you? How do you look at it the same way, or?
It's funny because I would not have said I looked at it that way, but when you were explaining it, I was like, hell yeah, that's the way I look at it. So what you do is barbecue, right? If I'm on the grill, I'm barbecuing. I'm not cooking out, I'm barbecuing. But if the crew is together, then it's a cookout. We
having a cookout.
Typically, I think the other difference between a cookout and a barbecue is that at a cookout, everybody brings something.
That's right, yeah.
Right?
Everybody's bringing
and that is direct to our topic of the starting five is you got to go to a cookout. What are you bringing to the cookout, or what are you expecting to eat if you add a cookout?
Oh, man.
But this also brings up a topic because we're talking about barbecue. So now I got to ask you, what's your barbecue game like?
Oh, man, listen, dude. I think my game is tight. I'm still working on it. I'm trying to be the master chef, you know what I mean? The master griller, I should say. But, there's progress. I ain't burning as many burgers as I used to. You feel me?
No doubt.
What about you, man? I know you did the grill yesterday. How did that turn out?
So I actually, once the weather gets nice, and even when the weather is not nice, I am all grill all day. Like I can go weeks during the summer only using the grill. So my grill game is definitely strong. Right. And I go through mad propane during the summer. But I can do my thing on the grill, and I don't let anybody on my grill. If I'm grilling,
you're one of those.
You stay away and you just be prepared to eat type thing. So
the master work.
All right, so let's get, speaking of eating, let's get into this because I'm hungry and we need to get this done so I can go eat. So just a little bit of the rules of the starting five. It's a draft format. So once in this case, once a food has been picked, that food is off the board, can't be picked. And then we're going to post this week for the first time, we're going to post our starting five, mine versus Roy, and we're going to ask the people to vote on which starting five they think is the best. So we have to begin this by determining who picks first. So the super producer, the Deacon, is going to pick a number between 1 and 20. He's going to tell us that he has his number. And then I am going to pick a number and Roy's going to pick a number. Whoever's closest starts first. Okay, Roy, what's your number?
No, my number is going to be 7.
7. Okay. My number is going to be 13. Who wins, super producer? Oh, the number is 12. I win. Oh man, you blew it.
Hey man, I know he picked 7 last week, so I was trying to, didn't know if he was going to recycle that. Took my chances. It's all good though.
All right. So my number 1 pick for a barbecue or a cookout.
What's that going to be?
Is ribs. Now, some people will say, okay, ribs. Well, do you want baby back ribs? Do you want beef ribs? You can't pick ribs. Ribs is off the board. I'm picking ribs, the whole category.
Oh, you taking all the ribs?
I'm going to tell you that my personal preference is baby back ribs. I'm going to cook them low. I'm going to cook them slow. I'm going to
fall off the bone type.
Yeah. And they're going to fall off the bone when we eat them. So barbecue ribs. What you got?
Okay. Yo, mine would be. No, I ain't gonna touch your rib fest, man, because you done took the whole thing. But I would have to say chicken drumsticks. I'm gonna season them joints for like 4 or 5 days. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I'm gonna throw them on the grill and dude, cook it low. But when it's done, same thing, man. It's gonna melt in your mouth, homie.
Okay. And
what's a barbecue without chicken though?
Well, see, you only pick.
We're talking about vegan. Listen, maybe a vegan barbecue.
Drumsticks.
I'm picking chicken drumsticks, not the whole chicken, just the chicken drumsticks. You
picking drumsticks?
Yeah,
okay. Yeah. Well, thank you very much for picking drumsticks. I'm gonna pick now. So here's the thing. I'm gonna pick chicken thighs. I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna pick chicken thighs. See, you can't pick chicken breasts.
Nah.
Can't pick chicken breast on the grill. You must pick dark meat.
Right.
Because you want that juiciness.
Right.
You want do you barbecue with your skin on chicken? Skin on or skin off?
Skin on, man.
Gotta have skin on.
Gotta do skin on.
So you season them joints
for days.
Especially if I'm making a chicken, I use thighs, season them like you said 3 or 4 days. And then, put them on the grill. So that's my second pick. What's your second pick?
My second pick would be for all the people who are trying to keep it health conscious to a certain level. Not vegan, though. I would say salmon.
Oh, okay. And what you put on the salmon?
Bro, I'll season that joint up, drop it in some foil, and let it cook. When that comes out, man, they be just... the flakes be dropping all over.
Okay.
And it just, you know what I mean? So I'll definitely go with that.
Okay.
What you say your number 3 is?
All right. So listen. Gotta keep it black. Gotta keep it hood. Gotta keep it 100. I'm bringing watermelon.
Watermelon.
Yo, watermelon. Hey, but everybody loves watermelon.
No, I get it. I'm just surprised you jumped out the entrees and went right to the, the dessert spot. But it's all good.
I just wanted to be sure I had my dessert game tight because I can go back and fill in my meal. I got my chicken, I got my ribs. Now I just got to focus on some sides.
But you know what you're missing?
That's my number 3, watermelon.
What's your number 3? On that plate, though, man? You know what you're missing on that plate, bro? Some baked macaroni and cheese. You keep in the hood. We take it to the hood with that baked macaroni and cheese. You know what I mean? It got to be done right, though. None of that box shit. Keeping it hood. So
the thing about the mac and cheese, the one thing about mac and cheese is barbecue, you have to make it in advance.
Exactly.
And bring it.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
I don't even care if it's not like piping hot by the time I get to it. But I need it made at home and bought to the spot.
It got to be baked perfectly, crispy, got the breadcrumbs on it. You know what I mean? Cheesy.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so my number 4 in that things I need to start. I got my meat. I need my chicken. I need my sides. So my number 4 is potato salad. Now, potato salad is very easy to get wrong. And I can't tell you what you need to put in a potato salad to make it perfect. I just know that if a proper potato salad is presented in front of me, I know what it is when I taste it. Here's the two things I know about potato salad that is guaranteed cannot have. One, potato salad must be white. If you put something in the potato salad to make it go any other color,
no paprika on that joint.
Now, if you except for paprika, if you want to add some paprika to it, then I might rock with you.
Okay, okay.
Number two, no eggs. Don't put boiled eggs in the potato salad.
Right.
We're gonna put some relish in it, give it a little jazz. I'm good. Don't put no eggs in the potato salad. Right. Okay? That's all I have to say about potato salad.
I'm glad you said that. Honestly, I'm scared when I go to barbecues, cookouts. I really don't touch the potato salad because I don't know how it was made. And I've had incidents when I've eaten the potato salad and I had to run. I had the bubble guts, and I ain't trying to have that. So I'm going to keep it with the protein. And, this is what I'm going to do, man. None of that box stuff, bro. We going to make homemade burgers. You know what I mean? You got to have that homemade joint at a cookout, at a barbecue. Yeah. None of those little flat patties which burn out. You want the juicy joints. So I'm definitely rocking with the burgers. You dig?
Okay. My last pick is some people will rock with hot dogs if you're making, a barbecue. But if you're making a cookout, you need sausages. You need big, juicy, like juice, sausage grease dribbling all on your mouth that you can grill and they're not going to burn. You need sausages. Personally, I like a hot sausage, maybe a hot Italian sausage. Some people might like, a more sweet sausage. It's all good. But most important thing, if you're going to rock sausages, you got to have sausage buns. Don't bring hot dog buns to a sausage bun party. It doesn't work. So my last pick, sausages. What's your last pick?
You know what, man? You guys talking about all these different food groups and whatnot, but we missing the superstar of this whole thing.
Okay.
So we got ribs on your plate.
Yeah.
You got some baked mac and cheese. You got some watermelon, whether that's watermelon chunks or juice. And what else you got? You got we got potato some burgers, salad. Homemade burgers. We got potato salad.
Yeah.
But just what you just said about them buns, it ain't on the list. So I'm picking them buns, son. I'm bringing the burger buns, the hot dog buns. You know what I'm saying? The buns is the superstar. I'll be pissed off if I'm sitting there with a juicy burger and a hot dog and I'm eating it with my potato salad. That ain't right.
Yeah,
that ain't hood.
It's a good point. So it's a good point. Not only did we not mention bread of any kind, so buns.
And you know what? I like my bread grilled for a little bit.
A minute. Just give it taste. Yeah.
Let's get the grill crunchy marks on it. That's it, man.
Yeah. As you're taking off the burgers to let them sit for a minute, throw my bun on that fire, B, and just let it.
What's up? I don't like those mushy, when the buns are too soft and the burger's crispy. You know what I mean? They all got to be in point, man.
Because when your bun is too soft, it does not accurately and properly soak up the juice you're going to create when you make a homemade burger or you having a sausage with all that extra juice. I agree. What was your number two? Your number two hot dogs?
No, my number two was chicken drumsticks, which have been seasoned for days.
So what was your number one?
My number one was my number one was chicken drumsticks. My number two was salmon. You got to have that salmon. You got to have that grilled salmon,
Okay. So let's break it down. So my list was ribs, chicken thighs, watermelon, potato salad, and sausages. Your list is chicken drumsticks, salmon, mac and cheese, burgers, and buns. So we're not going to decide whose is better. Now, in truth, We're not gonna decide. We're gonna put the list to the people to determine who's better. Here's the one thing that I will say about our list, though.
What's that?
Super producer the Deacon just put me onto it. In true Black people fashion, we got no veggies.
Hey, you did say potato though. You said potato.
Yeah, man, super producer. I said potato.
You know what though? In his defense, I probably think he's probably talking about grilling some barbecue, some broccoli, some peppers. I rock with that too. You know what I mean?
No, not at the barbecue though.
Hey,
not at the barbecue.
I'm just making sure all my vegan people can eat. You feel me?
I think there's a time and place for veggies.
Yeah.
And the Cookout is not that place.
No. Listen,
go. And if you bring,
go to Vegan Fest if you want them cauliflower chicken. If you want them Earth burgers.
If you want to bring your veggies, it's no problem. Thanksgiving is right around the corner. You can bring your green bean casserole to that. But for the Cookout, we going straight carnivore.
Yeah, protein, son, and buns.
And don't forget
wash it down with some watermelon juice. You feel me?
Exactly. Don't forget.
But listen, man, how come? Okay, so these are the food groups, but there's other beverages that were not mentioned.
See, I was about to say the one thing that we didn't do is either of us, and it made me stuck to the rules, is neither of us mentioned booze.
Yeah, a cold beer. If you into that, cooler, wine. Actually, someone's gonna have, someone's gonna have no barbecue food.
No. Wine's not barbecue. But you know what? How about this? We're going to save barbecue drinking for another topic. We'll throw that into a starting 5. But for now, we're just going to focus on food. So who did it better? Roy said, chicken drumsticks, salmon, mac and cheese, burgers, and buns. I said ribs, chicken thighs, watermelon, potato salad, and sausages. But I got no buns. So, do you rock with Team Roy? Do you rock with Team Ralph? We're going to find out. Tell it to the people, and we're going to take a break. This is Black Fathers Matter. All right, everyone. Black Fathers Matter, our final section, the final call, where we pick one tip from each of us to help us get through this next week coming up. So, Roy, do you got a tip for the people?
Man. My tip would be if you're around kids who are sponges and they hear whatever you're saying, make sure that you watch what you say. And if you're on the phone like I was cruising down the street, talking to my daughter on the phone. And then I said, all right, I'll see you soon. Peace out. And then I thought she hung up, which she didn't. I'm driving and some fool cut me off. And I yelled out a bunch of things that were not child friendly, right?
Okay.
And at that moment, she's like, hello? And I was like, oh, dude, I just hung up the phone right there. So I was just like, man, I couldn't even, jump back and be like, hey, yeah, sorry, daddy, you're just freaking out. And you know what I mean? So I came home and she's like, hey, I heard all those swear words. Who are you yelling at?
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Like, for me, I just wish I didn't have to have that conversation and all that stuff. I wish she didn't hear that. So going forward, now I'm gonna check my phone when she's done talking to me. I'm making sure I end the call. Hear the radio come back on before I do what I gotta do. So watch your mouth, what you say around them little kids, around them, you know what I mean? Because they be copying everything we be doing. So what will you say your tip is though?
So we talked about things to watch with our kids and how we do that. And I was actually thinking the thing that I use and I would recommend everyone to use is there's a website called Common Sense Media. What Common Sense Media is that it looks at every movie that like you could think of, and it tells you what age is appropriate for that movie. So let's say you said, I mentioned that I let my kids watch Fast and Furious. Well, they would say that Fast and Furious is appropriate for 15-year-olds. But then they say that that's what the critics say. And then, but it also has a section that says parents say that it's appropriate for this age. And the parent's age is always younger than the kids.
Right.
So if you're not sure, what I've found is, the Common Sense Media rating is a year or two older than it should be. And so, but it's a great way to get a little bit of extra knowledge to know that you're not going to scare your kid if you let them watch something that they shouldn't watch. So check out the website.
That's a good tip, man.
.com, and it'll help you not scar your kids for life.
That's a good tip, man, because with the quarantine and everything, I'm constantly sitting around here looking for movies to watch with the kids or watch by myself. Yeah. And there's times when the kids are around, whether they watch it or not, I want to make sure what I put on is not gonna, make them give me that side look and be like, "What the hell are you watching?" What I'm saying?
That's exactly right. Yeah. So check that out. Check out, listen to Roy and mind what you say around your kids, because they definitely listening to everything. And that's going to wrap up Black Fathers Matter for this week. Thank you so much for rocking with us. Make sure you tell a friend. You can find us on social. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us.
Hit that like button.
Catchafire.com. Like, follow,
comment, send us your questions, whatnot.
No doubt. If you do have fatherhood questions or parenting questions, don't forget to throw them at bfm@catchafire.com. We look forward to trying to answer your questions on the upcoming show. Roy, stay safe, brother.
Follow us. Also check us out on IG. We're going to be dropping some more content on that, keeping you guys in the loop, and definitely trying to interact with all our peoples out there. But thanks for rocking with us. Ralph.
Yes, sir. Stay your black ass home, everyone.
Stay hydrated, too.
Yeah. And don't forget about therapy and self-love, and happy long weekend.
Peace.